Hello, general math students. Please make sure you take out your notebook and a pencil so that you are ready to take notes. Remember, I expect you to take notes during this video. At any point in time, feel free to pause the video to catch up and take those notes, or rewatch any part you feel you need to see again. Today we are going to do lesson 2.4 on multiplying fractions. So here is the first thing that I want to go into your notes, please. Multiplying fractions. There's really two steps. Number one, you're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator straight across. And then the second step is to simplify. You do not need to find common denominators. Do not need to find them at all. You can also do what we call cross simplification on some of your problems, and I will show you how to do that. So if you need to pause the video to catch up, feel free. Otherwise, let's do some examples. Letter A. We can do this two ways. First, like I said, go straight across the top. 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. And both of these can be divided by 2. That gives us 2/5, which is our answer. However, you can, and we will get to it, you can simplify before you multiply. So that being said, I can look at the two numbers going diagonal. What can both 4 and 2 be divided by? They can both be divided by 2, to where this 4 becomes a 2 and this 2 becomes a 1. Can we simplify 1 and 5? Nope, that stays the same. So we have 2 times 1 across the top is 2. 5 times 1 across the bottom is 5, which is the same answer we got before. So you can just go straight across and multiply and then simplify, or you can cross simplify first. I generally do that first. So letter B, my 5 and 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Then I go the other way, and I'm going to ignore this negative for right now. 4 and 6 can both be divided by 2. So -4 divided by 2 gives me a -2. 6 divided by 2 gives me a 3. Multiply across the top. -2 times 1 gives me a -2. 1 times 3 gives me 3. My answer is -2/3. Let's try a couple other ones. Cross simplification, 6 and 3, both divided by 3. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. The other way, 4 and 5 really can't do anything. So 1 times -5 gives me a -5. 4 times 2 gives me 8. 5 and 8 cannot be simplified, so my answer is -5/8. Try doing letter D by yourself. Pause the video, write down letter D, and see if you can do it by yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. 5 and 10, both divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 8 and 16. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Multiply across the top. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. My answer is 1/4. Hopefully you got the same thing. Now let's move into some bigger numbers. Here is where that cross simplification is really going to help. Multiplying 55 times 25 can give you a really big number. So let's look at 55 and 66. Double digits. I can divide these by 11. So -55 divided by 11 gives me -5. 66 divided by 11 gives me 6. 25 and 75. I know I can divide by 5, but if I look closer, I can divide by 25. 125 goes into 25. 3 of them goes into 75. Now I have much smaller numbers. -5 times 1 gives me -5. And 3 times 6 gives me 18. I can't simplify 5/18, so my answer is a -5/18. Let's try letter F. Same thing. 12 and 18. 6. I can divide them both by 6. 6 goes into 12 twice. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 20 and 14. I can divide by 2. So this would give me a -7. This would give me a 10. 2 times -7 gives me a -14. 10 times 3 gives me 30. Now, I can simplify again because I can divide both of them by 2. So I've got a -7 and a 15, which now I can't simplify anything more. There you go. So even though I simplified here first, I still may have to simplify again afterwards. Okay, last thing for multiplication. Let's divide or multiply mixed numbers. First step before you do anything is to change them into improper fractions. That's the first thing you are going to do. Change to improper fractions. So 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and that's where I put the negative. So -9/4 times 2/3. And again, I can cross simplify. Divide by 3, that's going to be a -3. That's going to be a 1. Divide by 2, that's 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. -3 times 1 gives me a -3. 2 times 1 gives me 2. Simplify. How many 2's can come out of 3? I'm going to put the negative out front. I get 1 out with 1 left over. My answer is -1 1/2. Let's do it again. Now I have to do both of them. So I'm going to ignore the negative for a moment. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So then I put the negative there, 12/5, times 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 more is 15/4. Let's do some simplifying. 5 and 15. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 12 and 4, I can put in 4s. 4 divided by 4 is 1. -12 divided by 4 gives me a -3. So I get a -9/1. Anything over 1 gives me that -9, and there's my answer. A whole number, letter I, look at the whole number. I'm going to just put that over 1. Any whole number I can just put over 1. Now I can do my cross simplification. 1 and 4 can't do anything. 3 and 9. Divide by 3 gives me 1. Divide by 3 gives me 3. Now multiply. 1 times 4 gives me 4. 1 times 3 gives me 3. Not done. We need to simplify. How many 3's come out of 4? 1 with 1 left over. So my answer is 1 1/3. Then, of course, we have word problems. Always have to have word problems. There are 15 people in a room. Each person ate 2/3 of a pizza. With no pizza remaining, how many pizzas were in the room? So we had 15 people, and they each ate 2/3. So we're going to multiply by 2/3. I am going to put 15 over 1 to make it a fraction. 1 and 2 already simplified. 5 and 3. Divide by 3. 15 divided by 3 gives me 5. 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. Multiply. 5 times 2 gives me 10. 1 times 1 gives me 1. Simplify. 10 over 1 gives me a whole number. I have 10 pizzas in the room. And there's my answer. Let's try one more. And this one can get a little bit tricky. So we're going to do it step by step. First sentence. Carrie ate 2/5 of a box of ice cream. Her brother ate half of what was left. So I got to figure out what was left. Carrie took the whole container and ate 2/5. So let's divide it into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She ate 1/5 and 2/5. That means there was 3/5 left over. So we have 3/5 left. Now, that's only step 1. Now let's talk about her brother. Her brother ate half of what was left. So brother ate 1/2 of means multiply, of what was left, and we know that 3/5 was left. So he ate half of what was left. No cross simplification, so just straight multiplication. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10. Brother ate 3/10. So let's do this. We have fifths already. Let's take that, divide it into tenths, and he ate 3/10. So we have 3/10 left over. 3/10 was left. There's our answer. Again, drawing pictures, even with fractions, can definitely help. So today your homework was this video and then the 10 multiplying fraction questions in Go Formative, and then move on to 2.5 dividing fractions in Go Formative. And there will be more directions after that one. Let me know if you have questions.